Well, hello everyone, this is comrade-Sirius and welcome to episode on a short tutorial, hopefully short, about train signaling, because I've seen many of you struggling with it and this hopefully will help you with some basics. It won't be a thorough tutorial on every possibility, but you'll get the gist of it. So, basically, we're at the signaling phase, and as you can see, when tracks have signals on them, they show colors. When they don't show any. No matter how the network is large, as long as there is no signal at all, planned or built, it shows no colors. It also means that track builders, can move on those sections freely, or basically any trains, but for track building it is useful because when they accidentally meet, because there are no signals to stop them, one of them, usually the empty one, teleports home. So, for a start, it's good. Once you have running trains, at least one or two, and you're also running track builders, that's no longer a good option. But this tutorial is done with, track builders in mind, because they also need to get things done. Signaling a finished railroad is always easier, but you need to know what it's been doing. Well, for signals, you can have as many of them as long as it's a single track. Nothing changes. While clicking the signal, you can change its direction. What this does is that when you have both directions, trains can pass through them in both ways. As long as you have only one-way signal that turns this particular point as one way. Which, by the way, if you get two signals facing the opposite directions in this configuration, that would allow only trains from the middle to go to each side. This is, by the way, an excellent point if you are building a metro network and you want to build it from both sides. This is how you can easily divide it in the middle. It's easier done on the surface than putting signals in metro. You can put signals in tunnels, but let's just not do it right now. About one-way signals, you usually can see them and use them on tracks like these, because when you are building double tracks, and we are now in planning mode, so when you have these, when they were built with the assign tool, with the F4, you are placing them like this. If you want the opposite way, if you're from Great Britain or United Kingdom and you want left-hand traffic, you can, but then you need to go to settings, and I forgot to change, but in the first category of general, down there is trains right on left, and if you tick it, then it spawns those signals in a opposite way. I'm from Czech Republic, so we don't do it like this here. Now, about those colors. Having these colors, or when it's planned, everything is bit white. But blue ones means there's only one path, one possible way through that block, from left to right or from right to left, but the trains cannot turn. As soon as you put a junction in it, planned or not, it will turn orange. And the same will go for other signals. I'll need to remove a few of those. But as you can see, it's orange, and brown. Well, not brown, blue. Change comes when you would build two crossroads next to each other, two junctions. The second one would turn purple. Why purple? Because it has a neighboring junction block as well, and the game always tries to visually tell you what and how big blocks are and what they consist of. So, as normal tracks are dark blue and little less dark blue, then you have orange, purple, and you can have much more. The tricky part is that you do not need a junction for the game to consider it a multi-path block. If you do a cross, then it also turns that path into into a multi-way block, because yes, that's what it is. It can get, much worse, because if you just add another, then it spawns green, then it's gonna be even, the more colors are light blue and white, that they spawn only when your systems have used all previous colors and cannot use more of those. Which is tricky, because you do not want it. But as soon as I divide this, it will turn this section into orange, because it has no neighboring orange, and this thing turns into purple. So, that just so you know. Generally, you do not want green colors on your network. You can have purple in some cases. I may show you one, but you do not want it like this. Now, let's get to this section, because you can have double tracks, and these are, single direction. Bottom one, the right one, goes to the right, the left one goes to the upper one with the arrows to the left, goes to the left. Now we want to get approach to a station. Now, there are two things how you will need to do these kind of things. Again, we are building stuff. So, when you have a single track, which you absolutely can have, you need to signal it somehow when it's on the normal operational network, which it probably will. Single track, do not use any signals. Don't put them there, because it doesn't make sense. So, when you have a one track section, that's a one block. Treat it as a one block, don't put signals there. The only difference I will show in a while, but just this is how you do it. But you sometimes usually want a place for trains to meet. If this is not going, you can just use this connect two pieces. So you will make a switch point or turning point. You can even have two rails there if you would like. That's all up to you. And then it poses a little problem. You need a way for trains to meet. If it would be unsignaled network, it won't do anything, because trains always try to choose the shortest path. So let's do it. Signals have two ways of behaving. One of them is a standard block signal, which is this one, and this only looks at the next block. If it's this one, it would look if a train is inside. If not, it shows green. If yes, it shows red. It's that simple. There are other colors that exist. I'm not bothering you with them. If this would be a change signal, it would look in its block and at the arrow here. So if this arrow would be red, this wing would turn out as red. If this arrow would be green, but there would be a train here, this would be also red. So no go for a train. If it's aimed, and that's the important part, if it's aimed at the junction, it is looking at all ways that can lead out from the junction. And for example, if you would have a station like this and it would continue out this way and this way, it would look at both ways. This is, by the way, the only time where it makes sense to place, change signals like this to divide those sections, because you need this block and these signals something to look at, so they know if they can send train here or here. Otherwise, it might get confused. So please consider this. These will probably not be blue. Well, they might be, but they can lead to somewhere. So and there will be probably another station like this, where mixed signals would be. So this is the purple you would get in this scenario. No signals here. As long as this station has only one exit on this side, you do not need signal here. The more signals you put here, the more the bigger is the ability for, the pathfinding to screw up, so don't do it. This is perfectly fine network for slow throughput operations. Absolutely, you can do it. If you need double tracks, then you need a way to switch off, to branch off from the main line. And this is the way I see most people do it, and this is also the way that's completely and utterly stupid. Because if you're building tracks for money, then it's okay. But you get a problem, because when you plan your network, you also want your trains to get, to the branching main line. The branching main line you want as this one, but when you start signaling, or if you would, there would probably be a signal somewhere, at those sites, then, trains will come and, well, it will build a branch and now it cannot get back, because you want a one-way operation, like, this and this. You can destroy these two to not bother you. But then the train cannot pass through this signal back, but it cannot also jump to the other track and go home. So the thing that you would need, in this case probably, is like a switch, a crossover. It can be used by normal trains or, construction trains only, but you need some. Also, if a train is about to build some segment, it also needs a way back. That's what signals is also good. And, also stations on the main line, like we did right here. By the way, these can absolutely stay the way they are in your games. So that's for you. That's how you can signal your networks. And also, there's nothing wrong about then, having a normal line up here. Then there would be another station, crossover, whatever. Not allowing me to build it right now because I was, too hasty. There's a too low radius. So let's consider this a station, and this is very easy because these are mixed signals. These are mixed. If it would be like this, trains can choose which block to go in. If you then want to turn it into a single, monodirectional rail, each of those, you just pick the double signal and put it in the middle. What this does is that it turns those rails into one-way segments, while still allowing trains, construction trains that will come through these crossings, even from the wrong direction, they can still come in, turn around, and then go back. It's super useful when you are building your trains in realistic mode. That's how you can do it, and you do not need to change those signals to one way. It will work perfectly like it is. If the segment is longer, or you are using lots of small trains, you can do like this. That's not a problem. The point is having these segments as long as, let's say, 100 meters, so every construction train can turn around. I think there will be no longer trains, construction trains, than 100 meters long, even after my new update. So that's about it. About crossings, if you do not want to use crossover, there is a better way, and it's shown like here. It's very simple. It's really easy to draw. You just pick a corner. Instead of joining it to the outer line, you just join it in the inner. The same thing you will do to here, and that means trains coming from here can get back. Then you need a switch to this direction, so trains can turn around and go back, and to allow same directional path, from left to right and from right to left, or from left to bottom and from bottom to left, to go simultaneously. You have also those sections, and it, as before, mixed in, and that's it. Yep, after a while and after those sides are done, you will do something like this, but it's okay. That's all you need. It's super easy, and you know, it doesn't look too bad, doesn't take too much space, and it works. Now about signaling of, you know, stations. You can use mixed signals for all rails. I can easily show it like this. This is a vanilla station. It's a cargo station, slightly tuned up with, you know, our updates, but most of you should have them by now, I think. So mixed signals are really easy at entrance. Also down here, yeah, there is something shown, so yeah, we can do it like this. Such entrance can be easily one block. It's not a problem with it. Again, if you would have a branching rail, for example, you know, to a factory, you can absolutely have it. And then, yes, at that point, I would recommend placing chains here and the mixed signal. Just moving a little bit outwards, because again, trains here will drive, you know, a little bit, and there will be probably a silo or I don't know, you name it. But yeah, it's a purple color. That's intentional. That's why I'm saying purple colors are intended. Also, as you can see, branching off from such entrance to a station is super easy. Yes, you can build non-blocking junctions. There's hardly a need for it if you don't have a super congested main lines. But yeah, you can do them. But always don't forget about, you know, crossovers. If you are about to design a going out from a station, which I'm going to show you, it's also good to, you know, hold what a main line is, which two are the main lines. In our case, it are the second and third from the building, so we'll simply keep it, and we'll keep it straight, and the rest of those just do small rails outwards. Why? Because then you can put signals on them. Then one rotation of the mouse wheel is okay, and if you don't like these kinks, it's, you know what's the easiest? To just turn off the F4 or, you know, the alignments, and just build all rails. Normally it will not try to snap to anything, and, you know, it's not looking too bad. Then it's up to you if you'll go for, you know, something like this or a regular cross. It's all up to you. Doesn't really matter. Again, this is really easy if you then find out yourself in a situation that you need, you know, that you need a branch of. You can. That's not a problem. You can. The idea of this is that you can build on it. So if you would like to, you know, have a division of main lines, you absolutely can. So you just delete this. Oh. Yeah, I forgot to have F4 on. Because that helps. So you have a second line going out from here. Here it has a junction, and as long as there is a crossover, you simply can now do this, because there is a crossover up here. You do not need anything else, and then you just move those mixed signals in, and it will work. So this is it. This is a basic guide. One more thing maybe to show you. You sometimes need or want some of those tracks as one way. Don't do them as one way from both sides, especially to stations. If you want, I will do it, you know, those main lines, which is the second and third. We have a rally right-hand traffic, so I will change outer signals as one way out. As this. From this side, it will be a mixed one, because when train would come, stop, and needed to go backwards, which they can, I'm not going to block it with the signal. And the same goes for the other rail. This thing is out, but this thing will be double-headed. So the train coming from the left side can stop here and then go back, or to the other rail. There's nothing wrong with it. Same goes especially for two-way fueling stations, or even for coaling stations. You have a big one and a small one. Let's show it on the small one. The only thing you need for it is just you will plop it somewhere on the main line. Why not? So yeah, like this. And again, you will just plop signals there on both sides. It's good to have it long enough so the train is not sticking out. But then you say, okay, we want right-hand traffic, so this is 1, this is 2. So trains from the left will always come here, and trains from the right will always come here. But they can, after refueling or recoaling from this, they can always leave, no matter the direction they want to go, because you might have noticed that trains can have a detour to get coal in the nearest coaling station, and then go back. Then want to try back on going on their line. So that's it for me for today. Hopefully it was not that long. Well, 20 minutes is 20 minutes. But if you have any questions, you can ask them below. But I hope this has helped you. So have a nice day and bye bye.